Then who do you
Then who
like?
do you like?
Alex hesitated, then
There's a
smiled
girl.
softly. There's
She's
a
really
girl.
pretty.
She's really pretty.
But I don't know if she
But I
likes
don't know
me.
if she likes me.
I'm scared to tell
I'm
her how I
scared to
feel.
tell her how I feel.
Of
Charlotte
course she'll
looked into
like
his
you.
eyes.
Just
Of
try your
course she
best
like
and
you.
tell her.
Just
Thank
try
you,
your
Charlotte.
best and tell her. The both laughed as they continued eating their meal. The food here is amazing, Charlotte said, smiling. This is the best I've had since I relocated. I'm glad you like it, Alex replied. They both smiled at each other warmly. On the way back home, Charlotte felt something she hadn't felt in a long time, peace and warmth. I've never felt love like this before, she thought. Now I have someone I can talk to, someone who truly sees me. Can we go back to the sea? He asked softly. Sure, we can, she replied.
Can we
He
go
drove
back to the sea?
beach. It was dark and quiet. The only light came from the moon and stars. The breeze was cold and gentle. The night felt calm, peaceful, like the world had paused just for them. Charlotte felt as if she had been reborn. Why did you bring me here? She asked, curious. Nothing much, Alex replied. I just wanted to spend a little more time with you before you go back to your room. His words touched her deeply. No one had ever said something like that to her before. She felt valued. Someone actually wants to spend time with me, she thought, heartful. Do you have anything on your mind? He asked. Yes, I do, she said. I know so little about you, and yet you know almost everything about me. Alex sighed. Well, I'm the youngest son in my family. We own restaurants in several countries. My father gave me this one to manage. I also run other businesses. So why aren't you married? Charlotte asked. You're financially stable and mature. It's not that I don't want to get married, Alex said quietly. I've just been waiting for the right person to spend the little time I have left with. What do you mean, little time? Charlotte asked, alarmed. Alex looked away. I've been keeping a secret from you, he said. I have a brain tumor. The doctors say I only have 6 years left to live. I want to spend those 6 years with a woman I love. I am so sorry. Charlotte felt pity for Sue. Who is she? Charlotte asked, her voice shaking. You, Charlotte. I love you. The days I've spent with you have shown me you're the kind of woman I need in my life. Charlotte's eyes widened. You love me? Yes, he said. I do, regardless of your condition. Even if I know you are pregnant with another man's child, it doesn't matter to me. I love you with all my heart. Will you marry me? Marry? I don't have an answer right now, she said softly. I'll think about it. Standing up from the shore as she went back to her room, feeling overwhelmed. 3 months later, Charlotte gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Alex was overjoyed. He rushed to the hospital with everything she might need. The baby looks like us, he said as soon as he saw him. We have a son. He carried the baby with joy, shouting with excitement. Charlotte smiled, happy to see him that way. Thank you, he whispered, kissing her forehead. At least I have a son, even if I'm not the biological father. The next day, Charlotte was discharged. Alex paid the hospital bills. As they went home happily. One day, as Alex was feeding the baby milk, Charlotte called him, Alex? Yes, love. Do you remember what you once asked me? Which one? If I would marry you. Alex's face lit up. Oh, yes, I remember. Well, my answer is yes. I will marry you. Alex stood up in shock, placing the baby carefully on the couch. He carried Charlotte up and kissed her forehead. You've made me the happiest man alive, he said. I will always love you. And I will love our son as my own flesh and blood. They got married and lived happily. Charlotte named their son Blissful. When Blissful turned 5, Alex's health began to decline. His body weakened. His hair began to fall out, and he could no longer stand on his own. Despite the pain, he tried to stay strong for his family. Charlotte did all she could to save him, but nothing worked. Alex eventually became bedridden, and Charlotte was his full-time caregiver. One quiet morning, Alex passed away. His funeral was filled with tears. Charlotte was in deep pain. Her one true love was gone. She stood with Blissful, watching as they lowered him into the earth. Alex had left everything he owned to Charlotte and their son, his businesses, his hotels, all of it. His family didn't contest it. They knew Charlotte had brought him true happiness. Charlotte tried to move on. She remembered the promise she made to Alex to always be happy and to follow her heart. Money was never a problem. She successfully ran multiple companies and took care of her son. 5 years later, Blissful was 10. Charlotte decided it was time to move back to France. At the airport, while talking to a business partner, Blissful asked, Mom, can I go get some ice cream? Yes, you can, she said, smiling. Blissful ran off cheerfully. Blissful bumped into a man. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to stain your shirt, he said quickly. Lucas looked down and saw a little boy. It's okay, my dear. How are you? I'm fine, Blissful replied, apologizing again. Lucas looked confused. There was something strangely familiar about this child. He felt a sudden, deep connection to the boy. Why does this kid look exactly like me? Where are your parents? Lucas asked. I'm here with my mom. Your mom? Lucas repeated, surprised. Can I meet her? Sure, come with me. They walked into the airport terminal. Blissful pointed to a woman standing from afar. Lucas froze. His heart skipped a beat. Before Lucas could say a word, Blissful ran toward her. Charlotte turned as her son approached, and her eyes caught sight of Lucas walking behind him. She quickly looked away, pretending not to know him. Hi, Lucas said, stopping
Hi.
in front of her.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you
Who
and
are
how
you
can I
and how
help
can
you?
I help you? She asked coldly. Lucas was taken back by her response. Has she really forgotten me? He wondered. It's only been 11 years since the divorce. Can I talk to you? He asked. No, sir. My driver is waiting outside, she replied, holding her son tightly as they walked away. Back home, Lucas sat alone, replaying everything in his mind. Could Charlotte really have been pregnant when she left? That boy, he looks just like me. And he must be around 10 or 11, just the right age. I need to know the truth. As he arrived at a business meeting, he looked around, confused. Why hasn't the meeting started? He asked one of his colleagues. We're waiting for the new CEO, Amos's wife. He handed over the company to her before he passed. Just then, Charlotte walked into the hall. Everyone stood up and clapped. Lucas froze in shock. Is that her? He whispered. Yes, she's a new CEO. Lucas sat, stunned. He couldn't focus throughout the meeting. His mind raced, filled with one question. Is that boy really my son? After the meeting, everyone left the hall, except Lucas. Charlotte, he called out. She kept moving. Lucas quickly moved behind her and gently held her hand. What are you doing? Let go of me, she snapped. Please, just 5 minutes. I need to ask you something. Fine, she said, crossing her arms. Do we have a child together? Charlotte let out a laugh. A child? You think we have a child? Lucas nodded. Charlotte's expression turned bitter. Weren't you the one who accused me of cheating and divorced me? So Blissful must be the result of my cheating, right? Lucas stood silently, ashamed. After you threw me out, I married the man I supposedly cheated with, remember? So what makes you think that child is yours? Lucas almost fell to his knees. But he looked so much like me. Charlotte said nothing more. She turned and left the hall, leaving Lucas broken and confused. When she got home, she sat beside her son,
I'm sorry
and gently touched his face.
for keeping you away from
Son,
your father.
I'm sorry, she whispered, for keeping you away from your father. I know how much you need him. It's okay, Mom. But Mom, you don't want to tell me who my real father is. Charlotte hugged him tightly. Don't worry. I promise. You'll be with your father very soon. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. It was Kate, her best friend. Go upstairs, sweetheart, Charlotte told Blissful, kissing his forehead. Kate, what is it? I have news, Kate said, stepping inside. About Sophia and your ex-husband. What about them? They never got married. 2 weeks before their wedding, Lucas called it off. He'd been single ever since, for the past 10 years. Charlotte was stunned. He never married her? No, not even a relationship. Nothing. Charlotte stood silent, unsure if she should be happy or sad. He said he'd marry Sophia the moment we divorced, but he never did, she said softly, lost in thought. Maybe he regretted everything. Kate tilted her head, thinking, well, that's both good and bad news, she replied. The two women exchanged glances, then let out a small, uneasy laugh. It was the kind of laughter that tried to hide deeper feelings. After a moment, Kate became serious. So, Charlotte, tell me the truth. Will you go back to Lucas now that your husband is gone? Charlotte froze. The question caught her off guard, and for a moment, she couldn't find her voice. I don't know, she finally said, her tone uncertain. But one thing I do know, my son needs his father. Kate nodded gently, her expression softening. That's okay, she said calmly. Take your time to decide. Don't rush yourself. What matters most is you and your son. Charlotte sighed quietly, still deep in thought, knowing that whatever decision she made would change everything. Meanwhile, the next day Lucas sat in his house, restless and unable to focus. That boy, he looks just like me, he muttered. I need to investigate. Without wasting time, he picked up his phone and called his assistant. Find out everything you can about Charlotte and her late husband, he ordered. Later that evening, his phone rang. Sir, his assistant said carefully, there's not much information, but Charlotte was already pregnant before she got married. Lucas's heart skipped violently. The baby package, it was true. I'm the father, the boy is my son. Without another word, he ended the call, grabbed his car keys, and sped off toward Kate's house. Kate opened the door, surprised to see him standing there. Mr. Lucas? What are you doing here? Charlotte isn't home. I know, Lucas said, his voice filled with desperation. Please, Kate, I need your help. I know I've wronged you both, but I can't ignore this anymore. Kate studied his face and saw the sincerity and pain written all over it. After a moment, she sighed. Fine, I'll help you, but don't tell Charlotte I gave you her address. I promise, Lucas said immediately. Kate gave him the address, and he drove off without looking back. When Lucas arrived, his heart pounded heavily. He stood outside the house, staring at the door. What if she denies everything? What if she sends me away? Taking a deep breath, he finally knocked. Come in.
Come in.
Charlotte's voice called from inside. Lucas pushed the door open. Charlotte appeared, a small smile on her face, but the moment she saw him, it disappeared. Her heart dropped. What are you doing here? She asked coldly. And how did you get my address? Charlotte, Lucas said softly, I'm not here for trouble. I'm here for my son. Charlotte let out a bitter laugh. Your son? Who told you he's your son? I know, Lucas said firmly, emotion filling his voice. You were already pregnant before you got married. The baby package. I know everything. You can't deny it anymore. Before Charlotte could respond, footsteps echoed behind her. Blissful walked into the room. Good evening, Mom,
Good evening.
he said. Charlotte forced a smile. Good evening, Dad. Then she hesitated. Dad? She added in shock. Yes, Dad, Blissful said calmly. Lucas froze. I know everything, Blissful continued. I know he is my real father. Charlotte's eyes filled with tears. How did you find out? Aunt Kate told me, Blissful replied. She told me who my real father is, and why you were afraid to tell me. Charlotte broke down, dropping to her knees and pulling him into a tight embrace. I'm so sorry, my child. I'm so sorry for hiding this from you. It's okay, Mom. I understand, Blissful said gently. Lucas could no longer hold himself back. Tears filled his eyes as he stepped forward. I'm so sorry, my son, he whispered, kneeling to hug him. But Charlotte quickly pulled Blissful away. Don't touch him, she snapped. Stay away from my son. He is mine and mine alone. Mom, Blissful said softly. You lost the right to call him your son 10 years ago, Charlotte continued angrily. The moment you walked away from us. Lucas lowered his head. I'm sorry. I was deceived. Your apology changes nothing, Charlotte said coldly. If you can see that I'm happy now, then please leave my house. Lucas stood there for a moment, his chest heavy with pain. Then he turned and walked out. I deserve this, he thought bitterly. The door closed. Charlotte collapsed onto the floor, tears streaming uncontrollably. I miss you, Alex. I wish you were still here. I don't know what to do anymore. The next morning, Charlotte noticed Blissful was unusually quiet. She gently touched his face. I can't keep depriving you of your father, she whispered. Go and pack your clothes. You're going to stay with him for now. Blissful looked up, surprised, but there was a small smile in his eyes. 2 hours later, there was a knock on Lucas's door. Get the door, Lucas instructed. Evelyn, one of his servants, opened it, and her eyes widened in shock. Sir, Charlotte is here. Lucas's heart skipped. He rushed to the door and froze when he saw her, standing there with Blissful. Come in, he said softly. Charlotte shook her head. No, this is your son. He wants to spend time with you. I'll come back for him later. Before Lucas could say anything, she turned and walked away, leaving Blissful behind. For a moment, Lucas stood there, speechless. Then Blissful ran into his arms. Lucas hugged him tightly, his voice breaking. Come in, my son. As he led him inside, tears filled his eyes. For the first time in years, Lucas finally felt whole again.